Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525 coming at ya with another video. And today's video I want to talk about a game I finished, and that game being Pokken Tournament DX or Deluxe Edition or whatever the Switch version is. I know that game came out on the Wii U originally, and they ported it over to the Switch with all like the DLC and stuff like that. So I played the Switch version of the game, and it was fine. All in all, I actually enjoyed it. I'm a big Tekken player. I like Tekken. I like 3D fighters in general. So I don't like 2D fighters like Street Fighter. I much prefer like the 3D ones like Tekken. And Pokken is pretty solid. I pretty much did everything that you could do in the game single player wise. I did all the tournaments. I did even the S rank tournament that you unlock after beating the game. I defeated Shadow Mewtwo. So pretty much all the single player content I did. I even took it a little bit online as well, because it was one of those games where it's just by the end of it, I was really good at playing Blaziken. So I was just like, okay, I'm not going to put the game down. I'm just going to go do the S-Rank championship, and then I'm going to take it online for a couple days. And I did, because at the time I was like, this is the best I'm ever going to be at Pokken. So I might as well get as much out of it now, because I'm going to put this game down, not play it for probably years, and then come back to it not knowing anything. So, I decided to do everything on my run of this game, and I'm glad I did. It was, again, it was like a fun little fighting game, but I don't know who this game is for, because it's a really weird fighting game. Because basically the way the fighting works is it's kind of like Tekken and kind of not. So they divide the fighting up into two phases. There's field phase, where you're running around like an arena fighter. The closest game I can think of it's like Naruto Storm, where you have free movement. You could walk around left, right, forward, back. That's field phase. And then eventually you knock your opponent into a duel phase, where you are locked on a 2D plane, where you can only go forward and back. And it plays kind of more similar like Tekken, without the 8-way run. And it's really weird and jarring. Because basically the way it works is you always start the fights in field phase, and then after you hit an opponent with a certain attack, you'll knock them into duel phase. And now the goal of the game is to get it into duel phase, because that's where you could do most of your combos and most of your damage. So the whole point about field phase is to get into duel phase, so you can do more combo-oriented moves, and wall combos and shit like that. The thing that's weird about it is sometimes moves will get them in shift the phases, other times moves won't. Sometimes you have a character whose move always knocks them into a phase shift, and then there's other times where you have to hit a character with a move enough times to trigger the phase shift. It's not a consistent thing. Once you know the character you're playing as and know how to do the phase shifting, it's not too bad, but it's just a really weird and bizarre system that's really complicated. And that makes me go back to what I said before, where I don't know who this game is for, because the game is too simple for Tekken fans, because it's a really simplified fighting game. So again, it doesn't have the in-depth combat that Tekken does, but it's still way too complicated for a kid to play this. Because again, I felt Pokken was going to be baby's first Tekken, so we would get a bunch of these little kids that are super fans of the Pokemon, expose them to what a fighting game is, and hopefully turn them into Tekken fans, or at least fighting game fans. But again, this fighting system is way more complicated than a normal 3D fighting game. Again, the phase shifting is such a weird fucking idea. Again, it'd be too hard for for example, my niece loves Pokemon. I don't think she'd be able to understand this game with the phase shifting. Because, like, it'd just be like, because in her mind, she'd just want to do, like, one move, like, over and over again. But that one move changes depending on, like, what phase you're in. And the way you move changes depends on what phase you're in. So, again, it's just like, this is a really complicated system for, like, kids to learn. So, again, it just kind of baffles my mind. I don't know who this game was for. Because it's really not for, like, Tekken fans. But it's, again, it's more complicated than your average 3D fighting game. So it's not for, like, kids either. So it's, like, this weird middle ground where this game's, like, for no one. I personally liked it a lot, but I definitely see why this game didn't really catch on. It was just, like... It's like they try to reinvent the wheel of, like, what a fighting game was. It's like, you shouldn't have done it with Pokken. You should have just made a, like, dumbed-down version of Tekken with Pokemon characters. I don't know why you decided to, like, try to reinvent the wheel with this phase-shifting mechanic. Again, I understood it. I was able to kind of get good at it. So, again, there is a good fighting game in here, but it's, like, needlessly complicated. So I definitely see why this game didn't catch on. I would love to see a, like, sequel to this game that's a lot more fleshed out. Maybe, again, change the, like, the phase-shifting mechanics. Again, I liked it, so I don't mind if they keep it back in, but it's just really complicated. But I would like to see a more fleshed out version of this game where it's, like, make, like, an almost, like, 3D Pokemon game where it takes place in, like, a single city and, like, all the Pokemon battles are the Pokken battles. I think that would have been super freaking cool if you would have put that much effort into this game. But I don't think they're ever going to make another one. It was a cool little game to play. I liked it. But again, I don't know who this game is for, really. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I finished it. I liked it. I thought it was good. I don't know if I recommend it to anybody. It is, like, needlessly complicated. But all in all, it's a solid fighting game. But yeah, pretty much that's it. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. That really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, thanks. Bye.